From the SNC World Headquarters in New York, I'm Haley Bianco, and here are the stories we're following at this hour. Israel's security cabinet has approved a ceasefire deal in Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will ensure a United States-brokered ceasefire agreement with Lebanon's Hezbollah is enforced. This sets the stage for an end to nearly 14 months of fighting. A judge has delayed his decision on whether to resentence Eric and Lyle Menendez for killing their parents in their Beverly Hills mansion 35 years ago until January. Family members argued this week that their life sentences should be re-examined because of new evidence of sex abuse by their father. The renewed attention follows releases of a Netflix drama and a documentary. Donald Trump's support has grown broadly since he last sought the presidency. In his defeat of Kamala Harris, Trump won a bigger percentage of the vote in each one of the 50 states and Washington, D.C. than he did 4 years ago. According to an Associated Press analysis, he won more votes than in 2020 in 40 states, receiving 2.5 million more votes than he did last time around. Trump says he will impose 25% tariffs on Mexican goods if the country doesn't stop the flow of drugs and migrants across the border, to which Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has suggested that her country could retaliate with tariffs of its own. She also said she is willing to engage in talks on the issues, but said drugs were a U.S. problem. Americans are getting ready for Thanksgiving. According to the Pew Research Center, 91% of Americans will celebrate the holiday, and 74% will do so with family and friends. The survey also found that 65% of Americans will say some kind of prayer at their Thanksgiving gatherings. But to get there, be prepared for crowded airports and highways. AAA predicts that nearly 80 million Americans will venture at least 50 miles from home between today and Monday, most of them by car. Air travelers should brace themselves for delays brought on by airline staffing shortages and a workers' strike. State and federal health insurance programs could soon be required to offer coverage of weight loss drugs under new proposals from the Biden administration. The new rules would force Medicare and Medicaid to provide the medication to Americans considered obese. Sally Patterson reports.
More than 40% of Americans are considered obese. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which warns obesity puts people at risk of heart disease, diabetes, and some cancers. New proposals would expand access to insurance-covered weight loss drugs and make medicine like Ozempic affordable for many people for the first time. Proposals from the Biden administration would expand coverage for around 7.4 million Americans who use Medicare and Medicaid. But when Donald Trump takes over as president early next year, plans could be disrupted. His nominee to lead the health department, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., has railed against Ozempic's popularity, pushing for a healthy lifestyle instead. In New York, Sally Patterson, Salem News Channel.
In New York, I'm Haley Bianco, Salem News Channel.